despite all odds, we go in and we get what we have to get done.
Hey. I'm that same old body with the steez. In a baked outfit, got a shark on the hood of my top and the ape on my tee. Been a minute since I linked with the bro, said link up soon, let's talk over tea. These days it's all about flex and talk, but bro, I'm tryna make this pee. I got a text from the bro in Cali telling me sit tight, gonna make me a beat. In a guy for the stylish babe on a stylish date, tryna make me a treat. She tryna talk about rovers, it's over, I'm tryna bag this dream. 2 sets, let me take this call, gotta ski real soon, tryna pattern this G. It's been OT nights, bit far from the den, tryna get big checks and the cash flow steep. A couple boys on the block, man, the feds been lapping on locals and socials, man's looking all hot. Tell the youth to stay off the violence and make peace, don't worry about crops. I'm just keeping it real, man, you know my dough, trust me.
2 strongholds. Yeah.
Look, let me show you behind the scene.
Alrighty, people of the YouTube channel. Just had a session with Coach, probably as you guys saw. Also, probably saw that we were working and talking through something on my laptop. So, got a little side project aside from the normal business coming up as well, which is super exciting. So, not obviously gonna reveal too much about that just yet, but all in due time that will come out too. But something exciting is coming, not just obviously with my business, but obviously, with Coach, which is super insane, to be honest. I never thought that anything would come about, well, in this way with Coach. It's absolutely insane, but, I'm super grateful, that we're even in a position to, work together and actually help each other out. So yeah, super, super cool. But essentially what I'm doing currently, trained shoulders and calves. I didn't film my calves because I forgot to. And also, I'll be honest, they're quite small and they're quite weak at the moment. So obviously not too good when it comes to the calves. But shoulders was fun. It was good. And honestly, since last vlog, a lot has happened business-wise, which is pretty nuts. And it's super exciting, super, super exciting. I don't know if I want to reveal anything thus far though, given it all. I genuinely just want to keep it, close to myself and also with, my close tight-knit group and circle. But nevertheless, and needless to say, it is super exciting. Some amazing opportunities are coming as a result, and I couldn't be more grateful, all thanks, to God and to the Lord. So yeah, super grateful for everything. I'll probably do like a sit down once everything comes into fruition and actually explain everything and the story. And just like, although this period's been great, there's also been, obviously, like with anything, but there's been obviously quite low moments as well. It's just such an amazing journey that I've been on. And it's quite an interesting story. I don't know if I'm being biased that way, but like, I think what I've gone through and what I've experienced in such a short amount of time, from the start of the year to now, but also in general over these last 2 years of me in business, is just absolutely ridiculous. And if you've watched past videos, you'll know essentially why I built the business in the first place and why I'm going with this, transition now from B2C to B2B. But all will be revealed in due time when the time is right. But I'm really just trying to focus and double down on just really building and growing the business. And unfortunately, because of that, content has been put on a back burner, specifically on Instagram. YouTube I'm trying to get more consistent with now. It takes a lot more effort, but there's a lot more, like I find way more value in it, and much more fulfillment from doing it, even like, way more than I ever did by posting Instagram reels. But I know that, eventually, and it is part of my content plan anyway, I'm pretty self-aware with it. I need to, get back on Instagram eventually, but I know that when the time's right and I'm able to, then I absolutely will be pumping out the Instagram. But for now, I'm actually using what's called the content waterfall system by the lovely Matt Gray. He's a very, very well-known business mentor, business consultant, whatever you want to call it, for founders, specific in all areas and all niches, helping them build systems to essentially systemize the business, so they're working on the business, not in the business, and that they can essentially have the freedom to do the tasks they enjoy doing in the business, but also have the free time that they want to do the things they actually want, which is ideally, obviously, every founder's dream, to be honest. But for now, because I don't have the capacity to hire, all the hires that I would ideally want to do at this point in time, then that obviously I still have to wear, a good amount of the hats right now, which is obviously not annoying, but it's all part of the journey, which I'm obviously grateful for. Eventually, and my goal is arguably by the end of the year to probably this time next year to have a full-blown team, probably five to seven, God willing, to help me, just build, revive, and thrive. Continue to, business obviously, but obviously, really lock down and build, the vision, and just try and help as many, founders and their executive teams and their teams really just start prioritizing themselves and their health, so that way they can lead well in the business, but also lead the people that they love and care for, even though they may not show it as much as or as good as they should. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just gonna head home now. I've got a call with my good mate George, who I'm just doing a little bit of just consulting with. Just genuinely wanted to help him out because he, always is keen to learn, and he's a good mate of mine. So I'm just helping him out with a lot of his business. Regarding, I actually filmed one of our calls last week, but really just getting more in depth on his offer, who he's serving, why he's serving the people he's serving, really just helping him systemize everything, so that way he's clear on his offer, selling in pillars, customer client journey, like all those sort of things. And on top of this as well, just helping him with sales, helping him with a little bit of marketing, and yeah, just actually teaching him some business fundamentals to help him continue to grow his business specifically, which I know everybody wants, or maybe they don't. I don't know. I was talking to someone the other day and they said, to be fair, like, completely get it. It's like they were happy to just be the only one in the business, which is completely fine. Obviously you're going to be capped at like however much revenue and how many people you could potentially impact, but if they're happy and they are still able to balance everything well, then that's all that really matters at the end of the day. So for me though, I really want to just help as many people as I possibly can. Truly, I love what I do, and I couldn't be more grateful for that. I think that because of the pace that things have been moving at this time around versus the first time I ever went about building a business is like night and day. I think one, obviously from an experience side of things, like I know how to do a lot of these operational things, and how to actually get leads properly, and like all these other specific little micro details in the business that a lot of people neglect or just don't necessarily have the knowledge of when they first start a business in general. So there's that, but I also think, God willing, it's all thanks to the Lord, because I believe, and I don't know for certain, but I'm quite confident in the fact that the Lord has really shown me what path He wants me to take at this current point in time, and just obviously the amount of opportunities and growth this year, but also in literally, I'm not even joking, the last like quarter, 3 months has been absolutely ridiculous. And I think that because of that, the Lord is like kind of confirming to me, it's like, yeah, JP, you're on this path. This is the path I want you to take right now, and just continue to double down and do what you need to do. So that's exactly what I'm doing. And it hasn't been easy. None of this has been easy, but I'll tell you what, it's probably one of the most rewarding, like building a business in general is arguably the most rewarding, but the biggest test on your character, but also the biggest form of personal development you could ever go about and do. What I wanted to say is if you want to build a business, it's probably one of the most rewarding things you can do if you have genuine intentions behind it. But it's also one of the hardest things you can do, and probably one of the highest forms of personal development you can ever take. And I couldn't be more grateful for that. And but I'm on my way home now. I've got a call with George at 1 p.m. Then I've got to do a bunch of outreach and follow-ups. I have to review the data and the metrics from our new email campaign that I may explain or not explain a bit later on down the track in this video. And then what else do I have to do? I've got my whole agenda built out anyway, but we'll look at the agenda later, probably let you guys know. But the one thing I am definitely doing tonight is going to my grandmother's for dinner. Sorry, coach, but I just want to make her happy. And yeah, I don't know. I've been spending a lot more time with my grandparents. One, because I feel like, unfortunately, it's really easy to neglect them. But two, yeah, I don't know, we don't really know how much more time they've got here. And I just want to make sure that I am just trying to show them how much I do genuinely care and, love them ultimately. And that I just want them to know that they're loved, you know what I mean? Because unfortunately, I think a lot of grandparents go neglected and they get very lonely. So I try my best to make sure that I still speak to them and stay in contact with them, so quite regularly. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Gonna head home. I'll probably let you all in and fill you in on, the agenda, what needs to be done later on today. But aside from that, that's pretty much it. I'll see you all at home, and yeah, I'll chat to you all later. Later.
Yikes. Look at that. Not too bad today. Not too bad today. But we are finished. We're complete. I could definitely do some more tonight. Granted, but I'm not going to. As you can see, that's the camera in the back. I'm gonna turn off this face tracking, but that's the camera in the back. That we were filming B-roll on just prior. But yeah, what did we end up doing? Did go to grandma's, Yaya's house for dinner. Had a bit of dinner. Had that coaching call, with some of the boys, some of the coaches, and it was really, really good. It was really valuable. And it was also amazing just to talk about everyone's story and like the real reasons why they actually got into coaching, and essentially just helping them really hone that in more detail, and then really just showcase that for the better, because that's ultimately what will help them differentiate themselves. But regardless of that, it was a good chat. Came home, I think I forgot what time, probably around 8:30, 8:40, and now it's just after 12, so sat down and just locked in for another 3 hours, and got my pitch deck done, like I said, for my sales call, and then I got my discovery call flow finished for my discovery call. But obviously, main focus was on the sales call. Pretty much what I've been doing lately, since I have transitioned to B2B, is actually building pitch decks, and I sold and pitched to it using a pitch deck the first time. Was it 1 or 2? I think it was 2 weeks ago now. And it was super nerve-wracking and scary mainly because I haven't ever done that before. Like, it's a different way to how I've sold in the past. But for the B2B setting, so much better and so much easier, in my opinion. I feel like it really articulates, my offer in a lot more detail. I'll just run you through it real quick. Oh, hold up, spin it around. Yeah, so that's what it looks like. Hold on. There we go. Why won't it? Wait, sorry. Okay, yeah, so yeah, that is just a little preview, guys, of everything. Yeah, pretty cool. Excited to obviously, talk about it, and obviously just get it in front of more people, and God willing, I've been given a lot of opportunities to get it in front of people too. Got another sales call next week, which is amazing. I'm super grateful for that, and I'm excited to obviously do that. And yeah, I don't know, we keep on moving, we keep on doing what we're doing. And like I was mentioning earlier in the car, I believe that because I'm in alignment with what he wants for my life, I feel like everything has, started to, compound and just, start moving a lot faster than it ever has really in the past. So couldn't be more grateful for that. What I'm going to do now is probably just get a quick meal in. Probably won't film, to be honest. Pretty dead, not gonna lie. Get a really, relatively solid sleep, and then wake up in the morning, get ready for my calls, and I'll probably film behind the scenes of them as well, just to obviously give you guys an insight on how that actually looks. And then, aside from that, we'll just continue this vlog. I'm excited. I'm keen to continue it. Obviously, hasn't been as structured or as much talking as the previous one, but I just wanted to focus more on documenting rather than making a vlog per se, if that makes sense. So that's kind of why I've done it like this. Gonna eat now, gonna head to bed, and I guess I'll see you all in the morning tomorrow for kind of how I actually wake up, how I prepare myself for the day. You've obviously already seen that in a prior video, but specifically for like calls, and calls where I am obviously talking with founders and CEOs, and how I actually go about, personally preparing for those specifically, because I do have a little routine. I just genuinely have like solid structures and systems in place so that I'm showing up to every single call as present as possible in the right mindset, and obviously keeping myself calm, not nervous, regulated, and emotionally intelligent going into it. But alongside that, obviously just, with the intention of serving the other person on the other side of the phone as best as physically possible for what they actually feel they need, what they want, and also just kind of where they're at, obviously, with everything specifically. So that's my mindset going into every single call, regardless of who it's with or what it's about. That's pretty much it. Yeah, let's eat something, let's get to bed, because they very damn well need to sleep, God willing. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll talk to you and see you all in the morning, and yeah, talk then later. Alrighty, good morning. Hope you're all well. Well, we had a bit of, not a dilemma, but a bit of an unexpected twist and turn. I was meant to show you guys how I prepare for calls when it comes to the day. Why is the gimbal like that? I don't know. Okay, there we go. But I just got a message saying that he's actually ready in advance, and he can hop on the phone now if need be. I'll explain what I typically do after, but I'm gonna get ready and hop on this call now because I've got some time to do it a bit earlier anyway. So absolutely no issues at all. Let me go ahead and hop on now, and then I don't know if I'll film bits and pieces of it, but I think I'll mainly film afterwards and what I typically do. But this obviously is it's an unusual case scenario, but we might as well utilize it as best as we can. So see you all afterwards. Well, that was a little awkward. Maybe I misinterpreted wrong. Maybe I didn't, but pretty much he said he's able to hop on earlier, got ready, sent through the Teams meeting, sent it through, and hopped on for, about, I think I waited like 10, 12 minutes, which is a good amount of time to wait anyway. Did he just read it? Oh, it seems like he just read it. All right. But we waited. He didn't hop on at that time, which is cool. Just waiting now until our original time at 11. In the meantime, I guess I'll talk about, if he doesn't message me back right now, if we didn't get like, a last minute mix up or like an early hop on, what I typically do is have a shower. Makes sense. I drink water, obviously hydrate, and then I typically go for a walk, but I don't know if you guys can see. Wait, there we go. It's unfortunately raining right now outside, so obviously not ideal. walking weather. I would have still walked, to be fair, but because I wanted to film on the walk, obviously not ideal. Oh, John is typing now, so I guess we'll see. Typically walk, get some blood flow to the brain. Then once that happens, get my setup ready. So probably, as you guys can see, although my desk looks a little bit disheveled, it's my what do you call it? That's my setup. So I always use my actual camera that I use for content as a webcam. I use my Rode USB mic mini as the microphone, and then I obviously connect that up to the laptop. Unfortunately, I need to get a tripod for the desk, so that way I can just, instead of stacking books like I have here, where is it? Wait. Yeah, instead of stacking books like that, I can just connect it to the desk, and then it'll obviously project from there. But yeah, I haven't looked into getting one of those thus far. And the other issue is my camera lens is really, really heavy. He actually just messaged me now, and he said he's here now and his computer was very slow. So that's okay. It's completely fine. I'm going to go ahead and, lock in and get this call done. I'll let you know how it goes afterwards, and, what we kind of do in between calls, and obviously talk about, how I prepare for the next one. But yeah, wish me luck, guys. We'll see how it all goes. Yeah. I'll see you all soon after I hop off the phone, and I'll explain everything a bit more later on how it went. Alrighty, guys. See you then. Alrighty, beautiful people. Little update. Discovery call went through. Went well, but obviously didn't convert right into a sales call straight away. Just was the nature of the conversation. It didn't necessarily align wholeheartedly with him right now. But funnily enough, he's actually kind of my ideal client. But yeah, regardless, got his contact details. I'm going to keep in touch outside of LinkedIn, but also said, like I said, was supposed to have a sales call at 1 p.m., but that didn't end up going and happening because last minute I got on the call, like was all prepped and ready, but he was actually sick, unfortunately. So we're planning to reschedule for same time next week. Haven't heard anything from him just yet, but that is pretty much it. We're about to go ahead and connect with some more founders right now and just lock in. I've got another client call in about a couple of hours time, so in the meantime just gonna focus and lock in on some client work, some more lead gen acquisition, and then I also, because I didn't have time to yesterday, I'll go over all my email marketing campaign metrics to track. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll probably maybe shoot some B-roll, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you all a little bit later, I guess.
I gotta speak out. I know heartbreak well, man, I got her on speed dial. Me and suffering got the same dad. Me and pain go way back. And it's hard to explain, but all my life I hear voices. All my life.
Sleep is one of the most, probably the biggest thing that you're struggling with. We've got a pretty solid routine with, training and nutrition now so quickly as well, which is obviously amazing. Like you're killing it on those ends, but I know for a fact that unfortunately those things can't perform at their highest level if, you don't necessarily have your sleep on track as well. It's kind of the foundation for everything. And this is essentially what this is about. So it's pretty much about reclaiming deep restorative sleep so that way you can wake up clear, recover fast and actually perform at your best, not just obviously gym wise, but more importantly, like for you and your clients, right? And actually show up for the business as best as possible. And alongside that, start leveraging your time better and being more efficient with it. So whether you're dealing with obviously late nights like yourself, any travel that you may do, stress or just inconsistent habits, this module will pretty much give you the powerful tools to improve your sleep quality without needing more time necessarily. So the objectives are to obviously understand the key systems that control sleep quality and your circadian rhythm. Circadian rhythm is pretty much just your sleep pattern, pretty much. Learn simple, practical changes that improve sleep in any environment whatsoever. Build your actual evening wind down routine, which is what we're going to do for you, like after we go through all the modules, to lower stress and improve deep sleep no matter what. And then on top of this, when you do end up going traveling or you go camping or you're just, going interstate or out of state, that way we can create a travel proof system that protects your recovery anywhere and anywhere.
Yo.
Love it. Great stuff, bro. Awesome. Alrighty. That was literally all I wanted to do.
Yo. Oh, yo. That's good, buddy. Yeah, that is the founder of Eat with my boys. Oh, yeah, buddy.
What's today?
What's today? Well, I wanted to film something real quick with the both of us. Well, for one, I want to just say how much I love and appreciate this woman by my side. I wouldn't be here without her throughout, obviously, all the ups and downs these last 2.5 years. She's truly the only reason why I'm still standing and still going strong. The amount of times I've genuinely just crashed out and was like, is anything still worth doing? You know what I mean? Probably like every founder, entrepreneur, CEO goes through when they're in those core building phases. But here we still are, and her support has been nothing but fundamental to obviously everything that's happened thus far. But I wanted to film and document a specific moment in time because I haven't said anything, to be honest, in detail about this deal, but arguably probably the biggest deal of my life. Yeah, it's been pretty insane, pretty crazy, but I need to follow up with the founder, with him and his team. I think it's good. Alrighty, we're about to send it, guys. Where is his phone number? Alrighty. I'm crashing out.
Why? Why are you crashing?
I don't know, I'm just nervous that everything's gone to crap. Okay. 3, 2,
Go.
1.
You know what that noise means?
What does that mean?
The message is sending.
Yes, it does. Typically he replies like very, very quick. But he may be in a meeting or he may be, we'll give it like typically with him, he actually replies very quick if he can. So he usually replies within like straight away, I'm not gonna lie, which is pretty crazy for an operator at his level, but he may be busy or in a meeting or just got something hectic on throughout the day. So I guess we'll wait and see. The reason why I wanted to film it as well to see if we got an instant reaction from the message, but I don't think we will. Doesn't seem like that. But I'll update you all when we get a reply or if we get a reply today. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, well, he ended up replying, guys, very positively. So I was crashing out a little bit last night and obviously beforehand, I'm not gonna lie, but pretty much what happened was there's just been more delays with them and their funding, but the founder wasn't too happy about it and was a bit, I can imagine how frustrating how frustrated he is, how frustrated the teams are, and even like everyone he said is in the same boat right now. It's just like he's obviously working with other companies as well throughout this time, and even then they're obviously feeling it too, alongside obviously the immediate team. Like I can't imagine how they feel. It's literally been in the works, I'm not too sure, probably since the start of the year, to be honest, for them specifically, but just with us speaking, like myself and then the founder and their team, since the end of April, start of May. So that's a good 3 to 4 months already. Like this has all been coming into fruition, but we got some good confirmation today, good update, and obviously it's very clear that we're still in the game, guys. Yeah, buddy.
You know it.
So that's the best, probably a bit of confirmation we could have gotten. And I think we're playing everything as best as we can with the cards that we've been dealt, and we've positioned ourselves in the best possible way. So that's all that matters. But yeah, I probably need to loosen up a little bit. I feel like I overthink my messages with him and just in general. Had 3 meetings today. One like follow-up discovery call again, another one just with a friend helping him out, and then the last one just with another coach helping him out too. So yeah, pretty good day overall.
Conductor.
Working together. Two strongholds. Yeah. See ya.
Later.
Oh. Ho ho, yeah. That is a late one, if I do say so myself. It seems a bit dark right now. Let me try and adjust the settings if I can. I guess I can't. But late one tonight. Had dinner after that last clip. And then I didn't get time to do the email marketing stuff. I will have to do that once I get home from the gym, yippee. And I've decided to train. I was going to say push, but I may do pull because it's a bit of a quicker session than push. And because it's late, I kind of want to get in and out, to be fair. And to be honest, it's probably better because I did hit my side delts the day prior. So on Tuesday, it's now Thursday, but still give them a bit more rest before I hit them again. So we hit shoulders on Tuesday with coach, as you all saw. But yeah, gonna go in now. I'll probably film a few clips whilst we're in there. The lighting's probably gonna be pretty nice. I'm pretty excited. But yeah, despite all odds, we go in and we get what we have to get done, and we will continue to get what we have to get done when we get home. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Excited to get this session complete. Aiming for a good 40 to 45 minute session max. Arguably I don't want to be in there for much longer given the time. To be honest, it may take a bit longer given I may film, but we will definitely try and make it as efficient and effective as possible, even with it there. So we'll set up everything, we'll get changed, and then we'll get right into it. We'll see you in there, boys. Later.
Oh man, oh man, oh man, not again. Yeah, I learned the game from William Wesley, you can never check me. Back to back for the niggas that didn't get the message. Back to back like I'm on the cover of Lethal Weapon. Back to back like I'm Jordan 96, 97, whoa. Very important and very pretentious. When I look back I might be mad that I gave this attention. Yeah, but it's weighing heavy on my conscience. Yeah, and fuck you left the boy no options. I wanna see my niggas go insane. You gon' make me step out of my fucking frame. You gon' make me buy bottles for Charlemagne. You gon' make me go out of my fucking way. I waited 4 days, nigga, where y'all at? I drove here in a rave playing AR app. I'm not sure what it was that really made y'all mad, but I guess this is what I gotta do to make y'all rap. I mean, oh, can't fool the city, man, they know what's up. Second floor, Tootsie's getting shoulder rubs.
Whoopsie daisies. Yep, another late one again today. Obviously not ideal, but it is what it is, guys. What ended up happening and what I needed to do when I got home after the gym. Pretty solid session overall. The gym was good. Had a good session. Ended up doing pool, probably as you guys saw. It was pretty good. Lighting obviously looked great too, but overall got a good pump as well, so I can't really complain. Even though it was a little bit more brief than what I typically would do, it ended up being I think I finished at 11 p.m. So obviously not ideal. Had to get home and obviously get this all sorted, which I have for the most part now. But it's quite annoying because since the last time we spoke about my email campaign specifically, I just started typically with general cold email outbound, which was working well. The copy was performing quite well. It ended up getting up to a 60% open rate, a 13 or 14% click-through rate, and then a 23% click-to-open rate, which is pretty good numbers, but replies weren't very, very high. Now, granted, I probably could have sent a bit more volume, but for the amount of volume we did send and the replies, it obviously wasn't correlating really well with the numbers. I think I sent 400 or 500, 300 to 500, I think, between there, all in total. And I think I got one reply or two replies, which is not good in terms of numbers. That's 1%. Ideally, you want to go from anywhere from 5 to 10% in cold outreach. So not good. So what I've done and what I thought to do was put it on a pause. I also hadn't built a proper CRM, to track it properly and actually organize it. So I thought I'd put it on hold, build the CRM, but also reevaluate my strategy. So I've ended up going through and doing a whole 30-day cold email nurture campaign with 10 emails in the sequence. Pretty much goes through, the entire awareness funnel for a, prospect going from problem aware, solution aware, XYZ. Obviously the rest of them, I'm not going to say it right now. It's pretty late, but pretty good. I'm actually very, very happy with the copy. I'm excited to actually implement it and start getting it out, which is what I was doing. So I built all the copy, then I built the CRM, which took a whole week in itself on Google Sheets. Aside from that, I also took about a week to, build all 10 emails in that copy. So that was 2 weeks in itself. And I was like, sweet, this is like the third week, 3 weeks and a half that I've been like, yep, let's get back onto cold outreach on cold emails, and just, get this campaign going. Pretty much at the start of this week, I go, let's do it. Let's get it sorted, sent out. And I realized that you can use on this email tracking, service that I've been using called MailSuite, you can, send campaigns. So I sent a campaign to about 100 people in it. And unfortunately, the deliverability was very, very low compared to normal. So even with the same initial email, copy, opener, and even subject line, it went from 60% to 13%. And I'm like, what is going on? Why is that the case? The copy was performing very well prior, and that was clearly due to just some issues with the deliverability of the domain. So that's what I've been trying to figure out the last couple of days, which I have now. And we've done pretty much all we can at this current stage. Unfortunately, probably have to wait another 2 weeks to warm up my inbox again because of me, I guess, being a bit impatient with warming up. I did end up warming on my inbox eventually, at the start, before I ended up doing that first lot of cold emails, but not to the volume that I sent that initial first campaign, email at the start of the week. So my domain probably was or Gmail was probably yo, what are you doing? It tanked deliverability, probably went to either promotions or spam. So obviously open rates can, decrease, but pretty much I had to go on the back end of my domain and fix a bunch of this stuff. It's the DKIM, the SPF, and the DNS. I've never heard of these things in my life before the last couple of days. So really, really just a bit of a headache, to be honest. It's obviously quite annoying because I've put so much time and effort into this campaign, and I know, God willing, with it, it'll, probably convert much better than obviously how I was doing it prior. One, because I'm more organized, but two, because it actually nurtures them quite well over that 30-day period. But unfortunately, I have to put this on the back burner, have a little bit of a delay, but that is not an issue, despite how I feel, because we have to do what we have to do, and we obviously want to make sure that deliverability is high with the emails that we send, because it's very, very important, especially in obviously cold outbound email campaigns. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's almost 1 a.m. now. I actually have to eat something before I head to bed because I didn't eat after the gym. I'm not sure when I'll wrap up this video. Probably do it sometime tomorrow. But thus far, no more meetings scheduled for tomorrow, which is obviously good. You can just focus and lock in on some deep work, and I'm excited for that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Definitely gonna head to bed and get a quick meal in, and I'll probably see you all in the morning.
Yeah. I get it. I get it. Yeah. Why would I say all these things to have you feeling away? Why would I tell you I'm 30 away if I'm not on the way? Why do I settle for women that force me to pick up the pieces? Why do I want an independent woman to feel like she needs me? I lost my way.
Good morning, beautiful people. So, yeah, it's the morning now. Had a pretty solid sleep. Slept a little bit more than I ideally would have liked, but that's okay. I feel good, feel dialed and locked in, and I'm keen to get into this good day of work. But what I wanted to say initially was what we were actually doing. So obviously, like I said last night, we were sorting out everything with the back end of this email domain, but I didn't realize, and I can't believe just how good just technology and automation is right now. But instead of me having to warm up my inbox manually like I previously wanted to before, I can get softwares to actually warm it up for me. So if we have a look, like I've connected it to this thing called Instantly. I've seen it practically everywhere, like online, in ads. And apparently it sends warm-up emails to you from your domain, which is obviously great. But as you probably saw, there's only 30 there. Probably isn't that helpful, to be honest. So I'm going to suss out, ways around it, potentially see if we can like hybrid it. But like if I could just get this off my plate and not have to worry about warming it up manually, like that'd be amazing. But yeah, plan for today. We'll check the ChatGPT agenda. Let's have a look. SOP refinements on the back end. Doing the email setup and domain now. I'll do the SOPs a little bit later. Then I have to continue building, the things for Coach as a side piece. I've got to scrape and get more leads from Sales Navigator. Have lunch, train. Yeah, that is potentially on the cards today. But maybe not, considering I have plans to see my grandmother for dinner tonight. My other grandma, not the same one. So we'll see. I'll definitely make a conscious effort to definitely get some steps in despite the weather though. Maybe we'll go to the gym depending on how productive I am in these next few hours. Then at the end of the day or late night is just more follow-ups, more check-ins for clients, LinkedIn follow-ups, specific ones, and then got like kind of all scattered all over the place. But this is genuinely like what I do on a day-to-day. Like I'm being honest, it's pretty boring, very work, gym and family time heavy, but that's what actually matters the most in my opinion. So if you don't have, those people who anchor you, in your life, then how can you continue to keep on going? You pretty much just go insane. And that's something that I found and something that I've honestly found with so many people that I've worked with, but even just spoken to, in general, founders, CEOs, executives, they all feel that same way because, it's always on 24/7, but they don't necessarily have that sort of outlet that they need. And obviously, unfortunately, the people around them and give them their full presence so that way they can actually just relax, unwind and, take a little bit of a break at times so that way they can keep on going and actually sustainably work over the long term and give a lot of output rather than just like going through big sprints and then, big drop-offs. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll get cracking because I do need to do quite a bit today. I do also have a call with one of my clients tonight, Lloyd. So I may film that, a little bit of that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys later. I have to get to work and we'll chat soon.
The man them too inconsiderate, 5-star hotel smoking cigarette, mixing codeine up with a Finnegan. She got thick but she wanna get thin again, drinking apple cider vinegar, wearing skim cause she wanna be Kim in them. Alright, I know they are bad, stop acting innocent. We ain't got generational wealth, it's only a year that I've had these millions. My whip could have been in a Tokyo drift car, it's fast and furious. I went from the Toyota Yaris to Urus, they had their chance but blew it.
Hi guys, today I've tortured JP. I've taken him shoe shopping. So I'm going to do a vlog. I know you're all bodybuilders and businessmen out there and you don't give a shit, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Let me teach you a little something about luxury shoes. I'm trying to choose my wedding shoes, people. So I want to hear all the male opinions out there. Would you choose Louboutin? Or would you choose Manolos? Or what is this? That looks classy. Dolce & Gabbana.
Nah, honestly, I've got about, guys, $115 left on my gift card. And I don't know what to spend it on. I was thinking like a pair of white shoes. And we're actually in the right place, as Martha said. There's Martha, sorry. But I was thinking something just like a nice white pair of shoes, so I don't know, we'll go and suss it out. I'm not sure if Martha said, another quarter zip. Let's have a look. There we go. Let's chuck it in there. Yeah, it looks pretty nice. I might actually change into it, to be fair. But I genuinely don't know. I'll have a look for a white shoe. If we could get $100 white shoe, it would obviously be great. But if I have to pay a little bit extra, it is what it is. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Pretty cool type thing. I was going to end the vlog last night, but
didn't end up doing so because I knew we were going shopping today. So I was like, you know what, why not? Why not extend it, get some nice clips of us going shopping. And yeah, let's have a look. Where's she at? There's she at.
Shopping addiction.
Nice. We'll update you later what happens. A little bit awkward, guys. So I wanted to look at shoes, but Martha said there's actually the entirety of the women's shoe section. So obviously not going to buy women's shoe. So I've gone down. Gonna probably look at some men's shoes. I don't know whether I go, because I'm a bit torn whether I go with just like another white shoe, just like a clean classic, or like an actual dressy shoe that I wear out. But either way, not too sure. By the way, this is a banger, not gonna lie. What do you think, boss? You think it's a banger?
I'll show you a fucking banger.
What? See?
This is kind of fun.
No, show me.
I love a simple man, you know what I'm saying?
This is a great song. Alright, hectic. We'll let you know what goes on, I guess. Alrighty, people. As you can tell, definitely left from the shops now. Came home, had a meal, and now I'm about to train. Training a little push session. So should be good. But to be honest, I hope that you can tell from my day, week in the life vlog, I don't know, from this video, that really what matters most when it comes to leadership is that you make sure that, I don't know where I was going with that, but what I really wanted to say is that I'm nowhere near perfect. No one here and no one on earth is anywhere near perfect. But all you can do is try and be as consistent as you physically possibly can in every realm that you go down. You know, whether it be training, whether it be nutrition, whether it be business, but probably even more importantly, actually being consistent for the people that you love and the people who care about you, because that's ultimately what matters the most. If I didn't have Martha, if I didn't have my close few friends that I have, if I didn't have just these people in my life alongside, God, to help me stay grounded throughout all this, I wouldn't be able to do it. And I couldn't be I genuinely couldn't be, so thankful. And I'll be honest right now, despite obviously as much as I'm saying that we're getting amazing opportunities, it's been a bit of a rough patch, and, there's always ups and downs in life, in business, but just in general, that's essentially what we're tested to overcome, I guess. And I think the real big thing is that we are tested in the times where everything is really going wrong. Are we still showing up as best as we can? Are we trying to be as consistent as possible throughout every endeavor that we're going down? Are we trying to show up for the people that we love as best as possible? And are we trying to stay composed to the best of our ability so that way we can perform and we can be at our best? That's what true leadership is. Not overworking, not a fancy car, not a solid financial metric in the bank, but that's ultimately what leadership is at the end of the day. Getting up, doing what you have to do despite how you feel and despite what other people may think. And like I said, you don't have to be perfect, but you do ultimately have to be consistent. Have wholeheartedly as much faith and confidence in yourself, and just ultimately believe that you can achieve all the things that you want to achieve. A big thing that I've learned this year, it's ultimately changed the course of my life, like forever. I'm so grateful to have learned it at this age, but it's the amount we limit ourselves in our mind on what we can achieve and what we can do is so much greater than what we believe. I never thought I would be able to have the opportunities that I have now, or be in the rooms that I'm currently in, purely because of my own mind, purely because of the limitations that I put on myself. I couldn't do that. Oh, I have to wait till then. I have to get to this specific milestone to then do this. I have to X, Y, and Z. But that's not necessarily true. Anything is possible if you put your mind to it. Anything is possible if you truly believe in it. And I wholeheartedly believe that anything is possible with the Lord by your side through it all. If you don't have faith, what are you actually living for at the end of the day? Been a tough month, but been a good month at the same time. So yeah, God willing, everything continues to fall into place. I'm definitely going to document next week as well, because next week could be one of the biggest weeks of my life up to this point in time. And I don't know what to make of it, honestly. I won't say just yet. But yeah, been a tough month. Been a transformative month, and still just trying to show up as best as I can in every area of my life, trying to improve. I'm yeah, just trying to be the best leader I can be for everyone else. I want to highlight this to show you all that it is possible. And I obviously can't go into too many details about my specific situation. Thus, at this point in time, you'll understand why everything's going to be pretty crazy. One day, I genuinely can't wait to share my whole story because it's pretty cool. I hope it also, God willing, when everything comes into fruition, gives you inspiration to, no matter what happens in life, just get back up and just keep fighting for what you believe in, and to just to believe in yourself no matter what. I couldn't be more grateful, man. It's obviously tough right now, like I've said, but I can't say it yet. That's alright though. God willing, once I look back on all this, everything will be worth it. Alrighty guys, I just wanted to highlight how I stay grounded throughout my hectic weeks and days, despite business ramping up, despite me trying to stay consistent with the gym, nutrition, and try and show up for the people that I love the most, because that ultimately what matters at the end of the day. And obviously highlight how my faith in God really dictates how I act and how I go about things day to day, and how that translates into who I am as a leader. Alrighty guys, guess I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.